Good afternoon, gentlemen. I am Ollie Pearce. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I create weekly men's lifestyle content, mainly concerning dating, online dating, Tinder tactics, men's fashion for dating, basically how to get more dates, how to be a sexier guy in 2021, and to have a more fulfilled romantic journey. So today's video is part 2. The subject is an Instagram important for your dating journey? Right? Should you have Instagram for dating? Is Instagram important to be tied into a Tinder? Basically, is Instagram a weapon when you're trying to get more dates, more chicks and whatnot? Our last video in this series, part 1, was simply an overview of yes, it's incredibly important, and an introduction into how and why it's not only important, normal and relevant in 2021, it's also a massive weapon, can generate loads of positive attention and get you more chicks when done correctly. So in today's video, we're going to be expanding on this subject and we're going to be starting to instruct you on how you two can form a decent Insta. So first things first, I think it's important to mention followers and your followership, right? How many followers you've got. A lot of guys come to me and I help people with their Tinder profiles. I shoot pictures for Tinder, for Instagram. I help people to grow their social media followings, to create content for social media, and to create social media accounts and Tinder accounts which will be very woman friendly, which are going to help your dating journey, which are going to make you look sexy and say the right things. A lot of my clients are always asking, oh, how do I grow a following? If I've got 10,000 followers or 20,000 followers, that's going to get chicks, right? I'm going to have mad social proof. You know, girls will think I'm high end, I'm cool. Yes, that's true. If you can grow a decent following, you are going to get a lot of love from the chicks, right? If you've got loads of followers, it shows, you know, you've got a social standing, it's social proof, it's very superficial, vapid and empty. Who gives a shit if 10,000 people follow you? It is what it is. People are empty, superficial and vapid. And we now kind of think that followers gives us this word clout, which is a new word, which means, I don't know, social respect, being renowned for having clout. All right, let's try and flip up an urban dictionary definition of clout. Bing! There we have it. Basically, it's being known for nothing but being cool, I think. So followers is now currency. Basically, if you've got loads of followers, you directly will get paid. You'll get Instagram sponsorship. If you've got decent followers, you directly will get attention from women. But back to my initial question, yes, if you have loads of followers, you'll get more chicks. They'll like it. It's a very positive thing. But how can you get more followers? You can't, really, unless you have a massive niche. So I'm a male model. My niche is that I look good and I do photo shoots for magazines. Lots of pictures of me with my top off. My following is massively, lots of homosexuals internationally. They're people who are interested in looking at a pretty boy in his pants in its rawest form. That's my niche, right? I've managed to generate a small but respectable following from being an international male model. But I seriously am an international male model. I've got real modeling jobs and my Instagram shows this. It shows a strong look, a really good physique and high-end real modeling jobs. So I've managed to build a niche off of actually having a slight element of excellence within my field. Your average person first has to decide, one, what is your niche? Okay, is it going to be attractive, right? Do you have a niche and what's it going to be? If you're an average guy without a niche, it's very hard to create one. You can edge towards a lifestyle niche, a lifestyle vibe you're putting out, i.e. you're a gym guy, it's all about your body. You're a fashion guy, lots of different fashion looks. You're a travel guy, loads of really cool travel looks. You're a food guy, loads of really cool restaurant experiences and food examples. This can help you to grow your niche with people who are interested in what you offer. But then again, most of these niches are completely saturated and it's more or less impossible to build them now anyway because of the saturation of it and because Instagram doesn't want you to. And I'll get onto that in a minute. It's very hard to build a following now unless you already have a following in society. So most people with a good following already had that following into society. They're at the tops of their industry and that's reflected through their Instagram account. So don't think that just by getting some pro pics done or working a little bit, you're going to shoot up unless you really are excellent in your field. A great example of this is musicians. Amateur musicians hoping to get signed but with no fan base. The last thing you want to do is have a picture of you playing the guitar and your actual talent. Nobody cares about your actual talent. Nobody wants to hear actual talent until it has been confirmed by society that you're cool and it's good and other people like it. If it's just one person listening to it, usually it's a bit cringy. And it's a bit like, oh God, I have to listen to this guy singing or rapping or doing something I'm not really interested in. He thinks he's good. He thinks it's talented. Society hasn't picked up on it. He's just got a hobby and he's actually just a banker who plays the guitar. Or he's a finance guy or an IT guy who plays the guitar. It's boring. It's a bit geeky. So that's what you don't want to do. So in this respect, you have to choose a niche, right? If you have a really strong niche, okay, like I said, you're an excellent at something, society will give you your following because you're excellent. You simply put it up there and it's going to grow. If you're trying to conjure up a niche out of nothing, you're very unlikely to grow a following, but you can use the niche you're choosing to make a very good holding page and a really nice representation of you, and that's your business card. So forget about the following. Unless you really are excellent at what you do, you're the cream of the crop, that's how you get a following, and the following will come organically then. If you're a normal guy, don't worry about the following, worry about your content. So we'll take the idea of that niche and put it onto a normal man's page. Worry about a stylized content, not about trying to grow followers, because it ain't happening. So now that you're aware that your niche, your style, your whole vibe and image is going to be massively important to stick to, let's go how we can extend that. Here are a few ways in which good influencers create a really aesthetically strong looking page and they stick to the common niches. All right, so the common niches are fashion, what clothes you're wearing, travel, cool locations, luxury and value signifiers, and your physique and the gym. These are the common ways of showing value, right? You don't have a real niche, like I said before, you're not an international rock and roll star or a yoga expert or a world-renowned personal trainer. Your following's not going to grow, but these areas are where you can show value. So let's go through them again. The first one, fashion. So calculate what clothes you wear in every image. Every image has to be styled well. So if you don't know anything about fashion, watch some of my fashion content. So first, fashion. Second, location. Travel, backdrops. Where are you? What's it saying about you? Where you are, what you're doing, the activities in your life signify what kind of man you are, plus the styling. So styling plus location is you. Put on the cape, become Superman, fly in the sky. Sky, cape. All right? Location, styling. Luxury signifiers. So something like dropping in luxury brands, high-end hotels, breakfasts or lunch, which look incredibly expensive. We're going to come on to all of this in a minute. These are all incredibly important. The next one and the final one is the gym and your physique. So it's kind of an extension of your aesthetic qualities, your style, but this is much more about you and how hot you are. So if you work out, gym pictures showing off the body, dotted in around it. On that subject of Tinder, right, be sure to hit up our website and get our free Tinder first messaging PDF giveaway. This is free Tinder messages, first messages for those girls you match, which work, which really compel an answer. Anybody matching hot girls knows that if you just say hello or hi, they're likely not to reply. So now, those are the ways that the average guy can show excellence, value on a day-to-day profile. Let's look at a few influencers who do this incredibly well. First things first, most influencers of good accounts like this man we're seeing flipped up here, check this one out, are using tools, applications like Lightroom. So this is Lightroom. Basically, this is a filtering tool where you put all your pictures onto this application and it chooses a theme for you. And then every time you post your Instagram post, it filters it with the same theme and the same kind of grayish light. So if you look at a few examples of this guy's first posts, you can see this kind of hazy filter over the camera. And again here. And finally, this one is the best version of it of all, the one in the boat here. You can tell this kind of grey low light. So he's used Lightroom and then simply look what he's doing. He's got impeccable styling. He's going to cool backdrops and taking pictures of him looking off. No cheesy eye contact, no painful smiles, looking awkward with bad smiling. That is the antichrist of a bad Tinder picture. Let's look for stuff which says about your lifestyle. Good styling, cool backdrops, legendary pictures looking off. That's it, and this man is a master of that. So there's a few examples of what he's done. Check out his account. Be sure to use a tool like Lightroom to get this vibe and theme. All right, now let's go on to another account. Here we have another English influencer this time. His is much less stylized and more about him. He's a bit of a geezer, a bit of a lad, a man about town. Again, the styling is always impeccable, every single picture. Now look at this one here. It's a classic example. Perfect styling, a really trendy, affluent looking London road, nice white houses in the background, his styling looking great, and once again looking off. He's looking off. It's candid. It's not candid, it's polished as hell, right? It's not professional, it's polished, but it's not candid. It's a candid expression, but everyone knows that he's taken this on purpose. But it still has that "this is my lifestyle" feel, even though that he has depicted his lifestyle on purpose. You can't deny it does. And that's why this kind of shot works so well on online dating. So let's look at an online dating image that I've made for a client of mine along the same lines. Flipped up, here's one of my clients. This walking look. Right, it shows his style when he's walking around being normal. This is him on a normal day-to-day life. That's how he looks to walk down the road. That's how cool he is, standing at a bus stop. These kind of vibes are what works for Tinder profiles and Instagram. The key is not professional, it's not candid, it's polished. Instagram images will also work on Tinder. Professional studio pictures like this one, ding, terrible, the worst. He looks cheesy, awkward. Obviously, he's paid for a professional shoot. Thus, we scrutinise the styling. Is this him at his best styling, his best poses, his best professional shoot? Ugh, major negative. Whereas an Instagram picture where he's calculated his styling well, he's taken a few pics, he's looking off, being cool, that's a real vibe. That's his real lifestyle. That's him on a day-to-day basis. So this is the difference between professional, polished, and candid, and it's very, very important. Polished is perfect. Professional is not good at all, especially for online dating. And candid is really good, but very uncommon. So there we see that one. Let's look at a few more images of this guy. He's got a really cool profile. Cool. Now let's move on to this one. This is a mature influencer here, right? So we can show that old dudes should be rocking Insta as well. He's got a huge following. As usual, his styling is impeccable. His locations are great. And he's got lots of cool, masculine looking expressions, looking off camera when he's kind of not aware. Polished, candid looking pictures. So he's another great example. Now let's check out one more. Here's a German influencer, this guy, and he's got a really lovely, smart, casual profile. Look at this example. It was very similar to the English guy. Again, walking down the road, nice, cool, urban backdrop, really great styling, looking off camera. So another example of these easy value pictures, location and styling, the two main signifiers of value, and then luxury. If you look through them, there's loads of luxury. Luxury backdrops, i.e. Chelsea, that's one of the most posh areas in London. Kensington, the English guy shot in. The German guy shot in these affluent looking locations. They often might have really expensive bags or expensive food or jewellery. This is the luxury signifier. So you put them all in. Great styling, matched to classy luxury backdrops, matched to luxury brands and signifiers in the picture. And then you have a great profile. All of these guys do that excellently. So now finally, check them out, copy them and use Lightroom as a theme. And now we've got to think about your actual content to fill it out. So what I do is I help guys to take shoots. Let's flip up a couple of other examples. These are Tinder profiles / Instagram posts I've used. Here we go, a great one there. A nice representation of a polished, candid shot here. Note the use of coffee in both of these shots coming up, because it makes it look realer, and the off-camera expressions. So These shots I've showed you would be used for Tinder or Hinge profiles or whatnot, but they'll also go on your Instagram. Remember, your Tinder profile is just going to be the best bits of your Instagram. So for these clients, I'm actually helping them to develop an Instagram as well. What we'll do is we'll take all the best bits from the shoot, way more pictures, maybe 4 or 5 from each location with that style, and then we'll dot them in staggered throughout content posts. The best to camera pictures, smiling, of you looking at your best. You may only have 10 of them, 5 or 6 of them. But for every one of those best pictures, it's very easy to get one of those polished, candid pictures. You walking along, like the guys in the image. Let's flip up one of the walking pictures, right? You having a coffee looking off camera. You sitting in a car looking out of the window in a luxury car. These are the candid, polished images. Or we can go into the candid landscape image. Let's flip up some more. This guy is a master of it. There he is with the mountain backdrop, the beach backdrop, another cool backdrop. These are easy to take. These are travel value images where you're using the location. So then you can dot in your smile into the camera produced images with the ones of you walking with your style images, then with your travel images. It's content. Let's give you another way of doing content. So let's flip up the luxury food image. Here is a perfect breakfast image. The food isn't what's important, it's the fact that it looks like you're eating in a luxury hotel. You might be in a luxury hotel. Simply snap a picture of your food. If not, Google luxury hotel breakfast and tag it as the Savoy London and pretend you're there. Fake it till you make it. It's content, right? Now let's think if your niche is a bit rock and roll. Right? How are you going to make niche rock and roll content? Or your niche is hip hop, 2 different niches. That's the genre of fashion and music you identify with. Thus, you want to trickle that vibe through your profile. Let's look at one of my very best friends. His profile flipping up. Joshua Williams now. This is a rock and roll model influencer. He doesn't play the guitar, he doesn't ride a Harley, and he doesn't have any of these luxury cars. He simply goes and finds rock and roll backdrops, rock and roll views and settings, and then shoots himself holding a guitar with a chopper motorbike, etc, etc. Let's look at a few of the ways he's signified a rock and roll lifestyle despite the fact he's not a musician and is just a clever influencer. So here we have him holding the guitar of the tattoos. Here we've got him in a tattoo shop. Here we've got one where we know it wasn't even him. This is one he's simply Googled and put on his Instagram because it has the right cultural signifiers and it goes with his niche, his vibe, his essence. So we see alcohol, bar, fluorescent lights in an obviously American bar. He's not been there. He knows this is very Americana. He knows it's very rock and roll vibes. He's Googled it and put it up there because it's part of his vibe and his niche. So one more time, you think about it, you get some really good pictures of you looking to camera, you use them for your Tinder bio, then other ones of you doing the whole walking around in the daytime thing or nice off looks with the examples I used in that section, and then more with luxury things or niche things, i.e. the rock and roll pictures, or the luxury pictures which you can either snap like your dinner or the ones I showed you can find online, and then you stagger this in, use Lightroom to theme it, and boom, there is your high-end luxury Instagram gentleman. So there's a lot of info there, right? And it can be hard, but this is the basics how everybody should be starting their Insta, right? Disseminate this video, give it a bash, and if anybody would like to ask me any questions, I offer free consultations on all the different areas of my business, fashion, online dating, real-time dating, general social skills and expression, growing an Instagram, mastery of social media, absolutely everything. Be sure to hit up my website. We're also giving away a free Tinder first message PDF giveaway package. Simply go onto my website. The address is in the description box below. Click on that and you can then enter your email address in a box on my website and we'll send you that free PDF giveaway. These lines really work. They really, really do compel people to answer. And if you're hitting higher women, you're listening to my other online advice, you need to have a strong first message if you're going to maximize your matches. And that is it for today, gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed our video. Be sure to subscribe, like, and leave us a comment. And I'm out. Peace.